Hey guys, it's Weil, and today I got some Showdown stuff for you guys. Doing actually what you guys always want me to do, like all the time, which is a few post-narrative games in a row. And I'm only doing it just because I don't know if I'm actually uploading this today. I'm recording it, which is Thursday, if I'm uploading it Saturday. But one of those days, whichever day I'm uploading it, I just kind of want to do some fun stuff before 5th gen is over. So I was like, hey, let's use my 4th gen team in 5th gen because that's super smart. I mean, I've done it before, but it's like, fuck it, let's give the sign off to 5th gen with this team. And then I might have a Wi-Fi battle sometime soon. If it's this is uploaded on Saturday, that means you got a Wi-Fi battle Thursday. If not, you're getting one Saturday. I don't know, fucking whatever. But it matters so much. Anyways, yeah, using my 4th gen OU team that I love so much. Guess you know it by now, hopefully. I hope. If you don't, well, there's other videos you can watch. Anyways, this first game is against that guy with that team. Main threats I'm looking at his end are going to be the Honchkrow and the Gengar for the most part, just because Honchkrow obviously sucker punching and other stuff, and Gengar, it's fast and annoying. But for the most part, Jirachi and Infernape are going to be the most important to me to deal with the Honchkrow, and then Jirachi for Gengar, and then Azelf will be a little bit useful too, but there's also that factor of Crobat and the Honchkrow, so I just got to watch out properly and I shouldn't have too much troubles. But leads on his end, I'm going to assume, like, just judging from his team, I feel like Jirachi's going to be the best. Even though there's that Steelix, the rest of it, Jirachi can handle for the most part. So, just in case he wants something like Crobat or Honchkrow or even Gengar or even Magneton. I mean, those are all probable leads, so I'm just going to go Jirachi to be safe. So, let's get into this. So, like I said, I go with Jirachi. He's actually going to go with Steelix. I'm like, well, fuck, I got a U-turn tray off the bat. Unfortunately, though, that does mean he can get back up to sturdy with his leftovers, so I'm like, fuck it, let's just go out to Suicune. I can take a hit, get a Calm Mind up, see where he goes from there. I figure I won't take too much damage, plus I'm half predicting a switch because he didn't have any leftovers, so I'm like, okay, so he won't live from sturdy, so he might just want to switch and preserve it. So I get a Calm Mind up because I figured I could do it for free. He goes into Honchkrow. I figured, okay, he's just gonna sucker punch me, which was actually really stupid because I gave no illusion to being offensive Coon and not having, not having any non-boosting moves besides Calm Mind, or non-attacking moves. So I go to Infernape thinking Sucker Punch, but that bites me in the ass because I'm a fucking idiot, and Infernape dies for literally no reason. I mean, Ape wouldn't have been that useful, actually, now that I think about it. Like, it just would have been nice to have that pivot, but it actually wasn't going to be that important. But whatever the case, I go into Zapdos now, just go for Sub, because I made him think I'm just going to go for an attacking move, and he just went for Sucker Punch. But now he goes out to Magneton, and he's just going to start trying to kill me, but I get up a Sub and then Roost and just kind of stall him out a little bit because I have the defenses to do that with this Zapdos, and I actually get Paralyzes instead, so it's like, I just don't have to actually waste Sub Roosting, you know? It's like, it's not that it's that huge of a deal, because you'll see, I'll eventually take a Discharge from a fresh Sub, so it really won't be that huge a deal. I think it's actually right here, yeah, Sub up right here after I just discharge him a bunch, but it's up right here, and he gets paralyzed, and then next turn, I fail to kill him, and then the discharge doesn't break my Sub next turn, so it really wouldn't have mattered. Or no, it was a hidden power. Whoops. Yeah, same difference, but whatever the case, I take him out. But, I mean, I would have been able to win that war no matter what, so it was just like the paralyzes didn't matter too incredibly much. But anyways, goes into Gengar. I'm just like, fuck it, I'm going to hit with discharge, see how much it does, which does a pretty substantial amount. He does have Black Sludge, which is kind of weird. But he shows right now why he has it, because he tricks me Black Sludge, which doesn't really matter too much, because I've already done a lot with Zapdos, and I'm able to get the max damage to take him out with Discharge, so that's fucking cool too. But now he's getting on a Honchkrow, which I really didn't understand. I mean, he goes for Brave Bird, which makes even less sense. Like, at least he could have done a Sucker Punch, but I would have lived it, as you can see from how much damage it did. But I just take him out with Discharge. I really don't get why he really did that, but his team really does not like Zapdos. I realize that now. But he goes into Crobat and goes for Super Fang. I guess he was just hoping that Discharge wouldn't kill him. He should have done the Super Fanging first, but I paralyze him, but he has Lumberry, so it's like, oh, I can't kill the Crobat with Zapdos. Then he randomly goes for Brave Bird. So that was weird. But at this point, I only have one thing that speeds it, which is Jirachi, so I'm just going to go into that and take out with Thunder Punch. And there's a squirrel outside. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, take that thing out with Thunder Punch. Slowbro comes in. I'm just going to let Jirachi die because I do have Suicune, Azelf, and Flygon at this point, all of which can take on a Slowbro well enough. So I'm just staying in because I have no real reason to switch out. I might as well just wait it out. for the most part, but get hit with Surf doesn't quite take me out, but I am able to outspeed, even after Thunder Wave, which, because Slowbro has fucking terrible speed, and just take out the Slowbro, so that's cool right there. But, yeah, that's it for that match. Let's go to the next one. Woo! There we are, I'm on the other side. But anyways, this guy's team, he's got just sand and just threats. Sand and threats, you know? So, threats. They're threats. I mean, for the most part, yeah, I do have to watch out for every single one of his threats. But Jirachi, as you can tell, is going to be very important. And if I can play Flygon right, like, barring the Latios and the Alakazam, which Jirachi can handle, Flygon will be really nice because of the Draco Meteoring and Fire Blasting. Like, yeah, it'll be very nice. So, for the most part, I just gotta watch out for his Alakazam and Latios. And then the rest of the team shouldn't be too huge of a deal, so that's the mindset I'm going in on. But leads on his end, he is most likely going to lead with Tyranitar, so Jirachi wouldn't be a bad lead, but I do decide to go with Infernape because the Tyranitar lead is just way too obvious, and I might as well just play it that amount of safe, so I'm just going to go with that. So let's get into it. So, he is going to lead with T-Tar. I do lead with Ape because, like I said, it is a smart play. Just getting up for U-turn because there's no reason he has to really stay in, so I might as well make the safe play. If he does stay in, I do have the safe switch of Flygon or even Jirachi, so it's not a huge of a deal. But he goes into Landorus. I just U-turn out to Suicune, and I'm like, okay, let's get a Calm Mind up because he's probably going to switch out to something that will take on us, like most likely take on Suicune's special hits. But he actually gets out to Latios right here, which I found kind of weird, and I'm like, okay, I can take any hit he wants to dish out, even that Psyshock, hit him with a +1 Ice Beam. So, I'm not really that concerned. I hit him down to Sandstorm range, so it's like, yeah, I took that thing down somewhat. I mean, I got him down to that range, so that's all that matters, right? But I take out the Latios, which is really nice because that's just an annoying thing out of the way. But he goes into T-Tar, and I neglect to really piece together that he's Scarfed. Actually, I think I did piece it together, but he is Scarfed right there, you could tell, because I'm a max speed Suicune, so he takes out my Suicune. And then he could outspeed me as he was Scarfed, but that's good to know. Anyways, went into Infernape because I figured he was locked into Crunch. Actually, I think I did really assume that he was Scarfed there, but whatever the case, going to Azelf off the U-turn as he went into Rotom just so I could get the rocks up, because I'm like, fuck it, I don't really care otherwise about anything else. I don't really care about damaging the Rotom because actually I should have, because Rotom is an annoying piece of shit. Like, honestly, when I was playing this game, I was like, okay, how am I taking out Rotom? Because that's just going to get annoying really quick. But anyways, he pursued him by Azelf. I don't really give a shit, because I was trapped either way. But just U-turn out, he goes into Landorus. I go into Flygon, because I'm like, okay, he's not going to expect this Draco Meteor, so let's fucking Draco Meteor. And it works, because it takes him out, which is like, you never expect that to work that well, but it did. And then he goes into Scizor, and I'm just like, you just saw Draco Meteor, you should be able to assume Fire Blast, but I guess he thought he could live it while I was at -2, but that was still just glorious as fuck, you know? I mean, just moments like that are just amazing. But anyways, I bring in Jirachi on the Alakazam, because I knew I could take any hit, and I just U-turn to break his Sash, and then go into Zapdos, or bring him down to his Sash, rather. But go into Zapdos just because I don't really care about it with what he has left, so I might as well just sack this thing in a sense. I mean, it's not really sacking it, because it just, I'm taking a couple hits, so that I can just take him out really quick, and then it's going to be sacked later on, so I can get a free switch. So, I mean, it's like, it did a job, but now it's just fulfilling the role of sacking. Yeah, logic. Anyways, Zapdos gets taken out by Tyranitar. Stone Edge, I just left it in, like I said, because I have better things. But I go into Flygon, just try and go for Earthquake, because if Rotom wants to come in, I can just Draco Meteor afterwards, because I'm gonna outspeed it, so I just Earthquake to try and be safe in case Tyranitar want to stay in, but now I'm just going to go for Draco Meteor. It's actually able to take out Rotom, which is very nice, which is like Flygon actually doing work. Actually, Flygon has been doing a lot of work for me. I'm not even kidding. Like, Flygon actually does stuff. It's amazing that Flygon is able to actually do stuff in this meta. I'm actually going to be kind of excited if I can use Flygon next gen too. Like, actually, probably one of the first things I'm going to do next gen is bring over this team and try and use this team in 6th gen. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm going to try and do that and see how badly I get fucked up. It's actually going to go probably really badly just because of the fact that Jirachi lost the Dark and Ghost resists. Or, yeah, because Steel lost, I think Steel, did Steel lose both Dark and Ghost? I think it lost both. I don't remember. But yeah, it's actually making it be a bit harder to play around. So this team might not be as good anymore. Damn. Anyways, that is it for that match. He just brought in T-Tar. I was able to live crunch, take him out with Earthquake. So we got one more. But opponent's team, it's just standard offensive stuff. I mean, it's pretty basic, honestly. Like, there's not much to go over. But threats I do see on his end are going to be the Keldeo and the Garchomp, just because they are fast, they can hit hard, and blah, blah, blah. But main things I'm going to need to keep around are Jirachi's going to be important. Fernape's going to be somewhat important too. Suicune, I can bait it properly so it'll do some nice damage. But anyways, leads on his end. I honestly didn't know what he was going to lead with. Like, just judging from his team, he didn't have a good solid lead. So I was like, alright, let's go with Azelf so I can get rocks up. It should be able to generally deal with what he could lead with. So I'm just going to go with that and hope for the best. But he's going to lead out with Jirachi. Like I said, I lead off with Azelf. I'm like, okay, I don't really care what happens to Azelf. I mean, Azelf would be nice to have, but I'm not too concerned if something happens to it. So I just go for rocks, and he goes for his own rocks. I'm like, okay, we'll just Fire Blast now, because fuck it, we'll get it off. And he goes for Thunder, and he hits through not having rain, and he paralyzes me, so it's just like, wow, damn. But then he misses Thunder, so I get to take him out Fire Blast, so that's just amazing, because, you know, it's always fun. But he goes into Scizor right here. I'm just like, okay, we'll sack Azelf, because he is going to U-turn. I mean, otherwise, he's leaving his Scizor in for too much of a threat, but at the same time, he's giving me really huge switch initiative. But actually, this is a game where I was like, oh fuck, how am I doing with Rotom? But yeah, he does bring in the Rotom. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to really do against this Rotom, so I'm going to bring in Zapdos, and I'm like, alright, we'll just get a sub up, because I figured he was going to Volt Switch out, and then he would do something from there, and I figured sub would be the best way to deal with it, but he just goes for Hidden Power after that turn. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm paralyzed with a sub. I'll just Toxic him. And Hidden Power breaks my subs. I'm like, alright, I'll Roost because that Hidden Power is going to do a little bit of damage. And I might as well get up to as much as possible. So that is what I do after Toxicing him and stuff. But now I figure he's going to Volt Switch out. So I figure a sub will be my safest play to do. And then I can kind of see what he wants to do later on. He brings in Garchomp. And I get paralyzed. So I'm like, well, shit. I have no idea what he's going to do this turn, though, so I'm like, alright, let's try Toxicing him. I feel like if he was going to have sub, that he would have had leftovers for some reason. I know it's probably not that common to have sub leftovers, but that was just the stupid in me trying to do that. But anyways, he went for Rock Slide, so I'm going to assume that he's going to keep going for it, that he might be choiced or something. So I'm like, also, I got flinched, whatever. But I go into Jirachi, just because take Rock Slide, and just U-turn because I figured he would switch out. But I go into Infernape right here because I figure Choice Band to close combat should be able to take it out. So I'm just going to go for that because it felt safe enough at the time. So that's what I do. But now he's bringing in Scizor. I could stay in here and go for the close combat, but I know he's going to Bullet Punch. So I'm like, okay, I do have this Zapdos Death Fodder waiting in the wings. So just in case he isn't going to Bullet Punch and he does something really weird, I might as well just sack Zapdos. But now that I know he's locked into the Bullet Punch, I'm going to bring in Suicune and just go for Calm Mind because I can. He brings in Breloom because he's assuming I'm going to be a slow-ass Suicune, but no one expects offensive Coon. So it's like, well, you're going to die to an Ice Beam now. So I mean, that's always fun, catching those Brelooms off guard like that because they think, oh, Suicune's going to be slow. But then again, it's like, who uses Suicune in OU? Alright, I'm the crazy guy that does. But anyways, he brings in Keldeo. I'm just like, okay, let's get some damage off in the Keldeo, see how much he's going to do. Secret Sword does a pretty substantial amount, but I have nothing I really want to bring in to take it, so I'm just like, Suicune Death Fodder time? I was thinking about bringing in Flygon, actually, to just let that die, because I didn't think I would need it, but I was like, fuck it, let's just let Suicune die. But I actually make a really stupid play here. I should have gone into Jirachi right there, just because of the fact that right when I brought in Infernape, I was like, fuck, Mach Punch isn't going to kill. Why did I do that? So, it's like if I went into Jirachi, I could have Thunder Punched at the very least. But, oh well, hindsight. I get to take it with a U-turn now. But I bring in Flygon off the U-turn because I was like, I'll let that die and then I'll try and bait out the Garchomp's Outrage, Ice Punch, and then bring in Flygon for the Scizor. But he straight up brought in the Scizor, so I'm like, well, I can just Fire Blast this thing. And I can completely forego having to have a hard time with Garchomp because now he brings it in, locks himself in Outrage, and I just get to Ice Punch him, and also you can tell there he is Scarfed because he outsped Jirachi. So, yeah, I mean, he probably would have, otherwise what the plan was, I was expecting him to bring in the thingy. Actually, no. Jirachi wouldn't have been able to live 2 outrages, judging, because I would have been left at 25%. So actually, I would have been fucked. But, oh well. So his stupidity kind of gave me the match. But then again, I didn't bring in my Flygon at any point before that turn, did I? So he was almost safe to assume that Scizor would have been the best choice. But at the same time, it really wasn't. So, I don't know. Whatever. He was in 1900 too. I don't fucking know. Whatever. But that is going to be it for this long-ass video. So, hooray, 6th gen is coming up, hopefully, soon. I don't know. Fucking... Well, of course it's coming soon, but hopefully we'll get some content for it going soon. But anyways, that is going to be it for this. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Such blah. Rate, comment, sub, and later, guys.